All right, we are on air and live. Welcome, everybody. My name is Dana Bulicki. I'm a growth strategist with Move the Crowd, and you have tuned in to our June tip of the month live hangout with Rha Goddess, CEO and founder of Move the Crowd. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Move the Crowd and a little bit more about the wonderful Rha Goddess, and then I'm going to hand it right over and we're going to get to work and dig in. So Move the Crowd provides rigorous entrepreneurial training for next generation movers and shakers. So whether you're an established professional or dreaming of your next move, we're here to help you harness your values, creativity, and passion to change the world. And to get paid doing it, right? So our unique methodology works from the inside out with both mindset and skill set to really help you achieve your own flavor of success. So how do we do this? With our totally customized 12-month True+Paid+Good Academy, really hot, knock your socks off live workshops, free tools, expert tips, and truly inspiring community of real people, also future friends and mentors. And we believe that your power really lies in your uniqueness, and that radical authenticity is the only road to success. And that training yourself is just as important as trusting yourself, right? And that we all have the power and the right to stay true, get paid, and be good. And so Rha Goddess, also being the, as I mentioned, the founder and CEO of Move the Crowd, is the entrepreneurial soul coach behind breakthrough change makers, cultural visionaries, and social entrepreneurs. So with Move the Crowd, she's hot on a mission to help the next generation really reimagine work as a vehicle for creative expression, financial freedom, and social change, and to radically transform the culture of capitalism in the process. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Rha Goddess to lead us in the June tip of the month, all about appreciation.
Thank you so much, Dana. And hey, everybody, I hope all is wonderful and amazing in your world. And I want to thank you for taking the time to join us tonight in this new format of the tip of the month. Usually you all know I give it to you on the run, and I hit it and quit it, and and you all have the whole month to be with the concepts, and you will have the whole month to be with the concepts tonight as well. But you'll also have an opportunity live and direct to engage me a little deeper in the theme of the month as a way to kind of set the tone for the next 30 plus days. And so I want to first begin by saying that I'm so appreciative of all the feedback and the responses that we got with regards to last month's theme, Remember. It really struck a chord for people, and a lot of what we heard from you all was, that you wanted more on the mindset work, tell us how, show us how. And so our commitment in the context of our live chat format, both within the tip of the month as well as within some of the other more curriculum-based opportunities that we're going to make available to you in the coming months through myself and through our wonderful and amazing coaches, are really going to take you deeper into this world of mindset. And so, we listen all the time to you all. And, we take what you tell us really seriously. And there's so many different ways that we listen to you all. And a lot of what we've been hearing, particularly over the last month or so, has been around these challenges with money and a sort of feeling of lack and scarcity. And so, in honor of going deeper into the universal laws and principles, and specifically in supporting some work around your wealth and prosperity, this month's tip is appreciate. Appreciate. And I speak it like a verb. Often we talk about appreciation, and we'll get there. But this month, I really want you to be in the verb of appreciate. the action, the consistent, ongoing action of appreciation and the fullness of appreciation. And I love teaching this concept because it radically transformed my reality. I remember the first time that I really began to understand the power of appreciation, and it was in a workshop with an amazing friend and mentor of mine, Lynne Twist. And I think we were doing something like fundraising from the heart, and this is many, many years ago. And Lynn was laying it down around the scarcity mentality that we as activists have, and and I was truly in the amen corner because I was an activist who was definitely trying to heal my scarcity mentality. And in a sort of a moment of, I think, just fullness in driving the message home, Lynn said, "What you appreciate appreciates." And something shifted inside of me when she said it. And I heard the concept in a way that I had never heard it before. I always thought about appreciation as this thing, somebody holds the door open, or somebody hands you something, or, thank you, and like that, right? And so it was very transactional for me. And when she spoke it in that way, what you appreciate appreciates, right, is an invitation for where we wanted to put our focus and what we wanted to pay attention to in the context of what we wanted to build and grow in the world. It struck me. It struck me, and I became fascinated with this idea and this concept of appreciation, and what did it really take to live from and come from a place of appreciation as an ongoing commitment and context for engaging in the world. And what I discovered as I delved deeper into the concept is that giving and receiving are inherent in the full experience of appreciation. And when you practice the fullness of the concept, you activate the law of reciprocity, which is all about giving and receiving. And in the activation of the law of reciprocity, we have the experience and the opportunity to experience greater wealth, greater prosperity, a sense of greater peace, deeper love, and genuine awe. Appreciation can only come from being present. And when we're present, that's really when we have the opportunity to experience the fullness thereof, right? Or another way to say that is experience the bounty, right? The richness that is life, which is available to us in every moment. And so appreciation in its fullness, this is what I discovered as I delved deeper into the concept, has three divine aspects. The first is recognition and understanding. The second is gratitude and acknowledgement. And the third is dedication to evolution and growth. So let's get into this a little bit. So the first one, recognition and understanding. Inherent in the exploration of recognition and understanding is the opportunity to begin to look at what does it really take for you to bring your very best. What does it require? What do you require in order to bring your whole self to the party? And do you support yourself? Meaning, do you give yourself what you really need in order to show up fully? What recognition and understanding also invites us to explore is, do we see and recognize and understand what it takes for others to show up for us in partnership, in collaboration, in love, in life? And are we able to see and fully understand what it takes for others to bring their best, particularly when they are operating on our behalf? And so when we are actively engaging the aspects of recognition and understanding, what shows up is value. When I value myself and when I value others, I take greater care in the exchange. And when I take greater care in the exchange, I'm able to make my full contribution, and I'm able to invite others to make their full contribution. So when we practice recognition and understanding, what we activate is the power of contribution. Seeing the value in what we bring and what we have to offer, and the value in what others bring and what they have to offer as well. So that's divine aspect number one, recognition and understanding. The second divine aspect is gratitude and acknowledgement. When we are able to see the contribution that we are, and when we're able to see the contribution of others, we have the opportunity to engage in giving and receiving from a place of gratitude. Gratitude in the giving means that we acknowledge and we take responsibility for what we have been given to share, our unique talents, gifts, and abilities. And we acknowledge the opportunity to rise and bring our best selves to the game. Gratitude in the receiving means we acknowledge all of the places where we benefit from the contributions of others. And we give thanks and praise where thanks and praise is due, which is really everywhere, because we are receiving all the time, whether we know it or not. So the practice of gratitude and acknowledgement really invites us to experience the power of generosity and the willingness to own that we are blessed. We are very blessed. We are blessed in what we've been given to share, and we are blessed in all the ways that the universe keeps giving to us, whether we know it or not. Divine aspect number three, dedication to evolution and growth. When we acknowledge the contribution that we are, and when we acknowledge the contribution that others are to us, we get inspired to invest, to be more, to do more, to engage more. And it is through investment that we expand. And through that expansion, we get to transform, refine, and strengthen what it is that we have to offer to the world. And our capacity to be, do, and have more increases. And as our capacity increases, the vehicles whereby which we invest our time, our money, our energy, our love, our creativity, our water, our sunlight expand as well. And more begets more, begets more, begets more. So it is through the practice of dedication to evolution and growth that we get to experience the power of investment. So appreciation in its fullness is about recognition and understanding. It is about gratitude and acknowledgement. It is about dedication to evolution and growth. And through practicing the fullness of these three divine aspects, we get to experience the power of contribution, generosity, and investment. So I want you to now start to think about for yourself, where could I take a little better care of myself and others so that our best can show up, my best and the best of others that I'm collaborating with and engaging, right? Where could I acknowledge and take greater responsibility for what I have been given to bring and for all of the things that I have already received, right? And then the third question, where could I lean in and invest even more in honor of my own growth, evolution, and expansion? And what would it look like if I made the commitment not only to invest in myself, but also to invest in others? So we will have the month to work inside of this concept of appreciation. And I invite you to look for yourself at, okay, which one of these three aspects is calling me? Right? Because if you are experiencing any form of lack, you are money, love, quality of experience, however you want to define it. If you're experiencing any form of lack, one of these three is missing for you, is not activated, right? One of those cylinders is not firing. Maybe two, maybe all three, right? So I want to open up the lines and take your questions, if you have any, and just hear what are some of the ways that either you want to respond to the questions I pose at the end, or as you're thinking about how you activate appreciation for yourself this month, what's coming to mind for you? What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
So folks should be able to submit questions pretty easily here. So I don't see any coming in just yet. I don't know if Rha, maybe you want to reiterate some of those. I mean, there are a lot of really great questions that you asked.
I mean, there's so much in this, right?
Right.
So I'll talk a little bit about the first one, which is this recognition and understanding piece. Oftentimes when we talk with entrepreneurs about what it is that they do, right, most of the entrepreneurs that we engage are really good at what they do, or they have a real passion for what it is that they do, or they're trying to move in that direction, right, where ultimately what they're engaging in is really rooted in their genuine passion. And when we start to talk about the ways that they're engaging with potential clients or the ways that they're engaging with current clients, sometimes there is a real breakdown in their ability to consistently deliver what they know that they're capable of. And part of what happens in relationships is sometimes we say yes to things that require so much more work than we ever thought. Anybody out there, holla if you hear me. And we get into it and, we're working it, or we have this habit, right, of doing things on the fly when we maybe really know that we need so much more time or energy to prepare and bring our best. But we get so busy, or we get so caught up, or we get so overcommitted. And so part of what the opportunity of recognition and understanding invites is for us to really get honest about what do we need. Some of us need 8 hours of sleep. Hello. Some of us need hydration. Come on, right? Some of us need to eat in ways that energize us as opposed to eat in ways that knock us out. Mm-hmm. And how are we designing our lives and our realities and our spaces in ways that support recognizing and understanding what it is that we really need? And when we collaborate with others, how do we bring that sensitivity to the table? I was recently watching an interaction, and it was a little disheartening because I was watching a leader interact with someone who worked for them, and there was no space at all to acknowledge the presence of that other soul. And you could see the way that this person was defeated. I mean, literally in the body language, the shoulders were hunched, right? The back curled over, the head bowed. And this was a work environment, right? So obviously this person is continuing to engage from a place of survival because they really need the job. It's clear they're not happy, right? What was amazing to me was sort of noticing that when I had the opportunity to interact with that person and I made direct eye contact and I thanked them and I touched them and acknowledged them, that there was another way that they began to show up. Their energy shifted. They began to smile more. They began to stand a little bit straighter. And it is amazing how, we may say simple it is, but how significant it is when it lands on the other person, when they genuinely feel seen and heard and acknowledged. So that's one of the ways in which we can go deeper into this realm of recognition and understanding.
Right. So we get a question in from Ikaya, and it says, they ask, I struggle with showing up on time. So what are some techniques you use that can support that?
Mm-hmm. So you want to look at what is in the center of your chronic lateness? Is it that you need more time to get ready to leave the house? Is it that you're overbooking, meaning you're not giving yourself enough time to catch your breath in between appointments and engagements? When we're in a place of scarcity, it's a common phenomenon to overbook ourselves. Anybody hear what I'm saying?
I'm sure no one knows what you're talking about.
Because it's like, yo, I don't want to miss anything, or there's just a way that our ego gets fed by the fact that so many people want our time and energy. Hello, holla, if you hear me. So I would say, Ikaya, to look at, what is the crux of the chronic lateness? Is it you not giving yourself enough time? In other words, you need an hour, but you be pretending that you only need a half an hour, right? Or is it that you're double and triple booking, you're trying to squeeze too much in, right, to a given day so that you're not giving yourself the kind of breath that you need? And it's really important to see that, because when we're deprived, there is no way people are getting our best. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It ain't happening. You can tell yourself whatever you want. It's not happening. So the first thing I would say to you is to really look at what's at the core of it, right, for you. What's the conversation? Where's the place where you're playing with time in a way that does not feel abundant? And begin to make the shift. If you know you need an hour, really give yourself an hour and hold to it. I'm going to say to you, give yourself 90 minutes, right? Err on the side of abundance and give yourself that extra time. If it's a conversation about being in between appointments, same thing. Really notice, what do you need to transition and show up refreshed and ready?
Yeah. So we've got another couple coming in here. Monica asks, my question is, once you're on the path, how can we stay patient? How can we keep our minds on the full and not the lack? Right? What can we do while we wait?
Mm-hmm. Which aspect of appreciation feels the hardest for you, Monica? I'd love for her to respond to that, because that's going to determine where we need to go to work.
Let's see, I'll just wait a sec here. See what comes through. Maybe you want to say them again, just to...
Yeah, yep. Is it recognition and understanding? Is it gratitude and acknowledgement? Or is it dedication to evolution and growth? Because I could see impatience, particularly coming from divine aspects 2 and 3. Now, I'll talk a little bit about 2, because 2, this is where the money breaks down for people. Is in 2.
Let's go there.
There is a way that we do not see how blessed we really are. And here's the deep thing, Dana. We pay lip service to it like we do because we've been conditioned, right, through all the self-help and the spiritual transformation stuff that's out there, right, all the new age loveliness that's out there, that, when people ask us how we're doing, we're blessed and we're feeling miserable, right, and we're not really owning that we're feeling miserable, and we somehow think we can trick the universe around that. I got news for you, right? Genuine gratitude and acknowledgement is what the universe recognizes. Genuine, not lip service, right? So there's a way in which we often pay more attention to what is lacking than what we have, whether that's around our own talents, gifts, and abilities, or whether that's around the kinds of things that are available to us in the sense of resources, right? And we're going to talk next month about multiple currencies. I can't wait to get there. Truly, Dan, I can't wait to get there, right? Because I can't even hear people's poverty conversations. I just can't hear you guys, right? And you'll see why, I promise, when we get there. But what I want to say is that this opportunity of being able to see all of the ways that the universe shows up in our favor is a discipline and a practice. And
so Monica just... Oh, I'm sorry.
So let me just finish here. And owning what we're here to bring and the gifts that we've been blessed with, and really taking responsibility for sharing those gifts, is often at the crux of what can transform our feeling of lack and scarcity to our feeling of abundance.
Nice. So Monica chimed in here and she says, I think it's in dedication to evolution. So continuing to pursue opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So investing in yourself. There's an opportunity when we invest, and this is, we sort of have that 6-step process for those of you who were on the live chat last week and tuned in for that. Step 6 is celebration. I want to say that often when we're investing in ourselves and we're feeling impatient, there's a way that we're not seeing our progress. We're just not seeing it. We're not owning it. And so I would say to you, Monica, are you looking at all of the places where you already are turning over new leaves, where you already are opening doors, where you already are creating pathways to receive the things that you want to receive? And are you paying attention to that versus it's not coming fast enough? Because when you pay attention to it's not coming fast enough, the universe gives you it not coming fast enough. Right? There's like a direct correlation, you guys. But if you see all of the places where you're making progress and you acknowledge all the places where you're making progress and you continue to invest in your growth as a demonstration of how much you appreciate the contribution that you are, meaning you expand and grow you as a recognition and an acknowledgement of the love that you have for yourself and the appreciation of what you bring and the fact that you want to enable yourself to bring more. That's when the universe opens up. That's when the opportunities move faster. That's when things start to fall in your lap unexpectedly. That's when the gems and the miracles begin to happen.
Nice. So yeah, we've got, I think you just answered, she sort of had a bit of a follow-up question, right, which was, so let's say I pursue opportunities, don't attain said opportunity, but I have to appreciate and continue to find work.
Absolutely.
Your answer is really being about the investing.
Absolutely. And staying open and trusting that what is for you and it's coming.
Hence the patience.
Yes. You keep showing up, right? It's the opportunity to keep showing up and seeing, whatever that opportunity was, there's something you got out of that. So I'm also going to say to you, look at that, whether it was a way to do a proposal differently, whether it was a new way to think about your work, which could give you potentially 5 other clients you could go pitch with the same potential offering, right? Keep looking for the gift in that opportunity as well. So you're really seeing and receiving the blessing there.
Yeah, she says thanks. She says, haha, yes. And Ikaya also says, thank you. There's some truth right there. 90 minutes it is. And it would be nice to breathe and not be crazed. I would say that probably resonates for lots of us, right? What it is to create that. We get to create that space. And we don't even know it sometimes. So I don't see any other questions coming through. Let's see, we'll do one more quick check. But since we're at our very last minute here, Rha, would you like to wrap it up? And what I will just say is that, stay tuned. Folks can go to the blog and at movethecrowd.me, go to the blog and click right through to our June tip. And you'll explain a little bit what's there for them. But know that we'll be doing this at the top of each month. You can sign up to get the updates and, of course, follow us here on Google+, and you'll get the updates that way as well.
Yeah, and we have the whole month, so just know we're going to be in this conversation for the next 30 days, right? And so, again, look at where you want to practice, which aspect maybe is your struggle point, right? And I want to invite you to lead into it. And also to see it as a practice, as an ongoing practice that creates a context. Because if you live from a place of appreciation, that's where the wealth and the prosperity and the bounty show up for you. So be in the practice. Notice when you're in any kind of interaction, where is appreciation present and where is it missing? And so to Dana's point, in the blog, you'll actually have an appreciation inventory. We invite you to do an appreciation audit of your environment, right? And look for yourself at where appreciation is present for you in your life and in your work and in your business, and where appreciation may be missing. And we invite you to start to activate these three divine aspects as a way to transform from this feeling of scarcity to a feeling of genuine abundance, because abundance is the truth. That is the truth of who we are. That is the truth of our reality and of our world. I also want to invite those of you who are looking for support, looking for structured ways to grow your game, whether you are an emergent, meaning you just have an idea and you're really wanting to put it on the court, to my more established and seasoned entrepreneurs who are looking to generate greater profit or who are looking to grow the profit that they've already been generating. I want to invite you into the opportunity to consult with one of our amazing coaches. And you can go onto the website and just click the Get Started button. They're available. The opportunity to actually be in a deep listening session where we learn more about what you're up to, and then we have the opportunity to share more about what we offer through Move the Crowd and where we might be able to support your true, your paid, and your good. So I just want to remind you of that. Again, go onto the site and just click the Get Started button, movethecrowd.me, as in move me, and it would be our honor and our privilege to serve you.
Yes. And Rha, I hate to do this, but we got one last question in, so I'm going to give you the chance to either answer it or we can answer it on the blog and just let folks know. But it comes in from Celia. And she says, I'm way better at all of this for others, and there's a reason why I'm asking this one, than to myself. And tips, please, for affording ourselves the same graces and awesomeness that we give to others.
It's a great one. It's a great one. So, you know, if you're in recognition and understanding, it's really getting clear and honest about what you need to bring your best. And it's also about making the commitment to bring your best. You guys hear, so like implicit in that is that you are willing to bring your best, right? Which actually tips us right into gratitude and acknowledgement. It's like, where are you owning or not owning the gifts? When I hear you're better at it for others than you are for yourself, there's a way that you're not seeing yourself. You're not acknowledging yourself, right? You're not appreciating, right? Or giving gratitude and thanks for who you are and what it is that you bring and provide. So I want to invite you to look at that, right? And to look at the power of your talents, your gifts, and your abilities as they stand alone unto themselves, whole and complete. And then the third area, of course, is investing in yourself. What are the ways that you can continue to invest in yourself, right? You know, particularly if you find yourself giving to others, this opportunity to receive, right, within this law of reciprocity, this opportunity to receive is a place where a lot of us could spend a lot more time practicing. Some of us are amazing givers, but lousy receivers. So I'm going to ask you to look at, Miss Celia, where you can receive more and where you can be willing to be seen more, where you can see yourself more and be willing to be seen more.
Nice. Thank you. I just had a feeling that that one might be resonating for a few folks out there. So.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll see you next month, and stay tuned into the blog, and we will be on social media. We're at True+Paid+Good on Twitter, and then facebook.com/TruePaidGood. Find us. We'll be in this conversation all month.
Appreciate.
Thank you all.
Bye.